I'm here with the lovely
Cuadrado.
Yes, and we're going to talk today about her brand, and everything that she's doing since she graduated from law school, and how she's going to be a part of the representation that's going to change everything that we see, especially going on with the Latin community and just within like the POC community as well for women and all that good stuff. So thank you for being here with me tonight. I know we had some Zoom difficulties.
Definitely on my end.
No, it's okay. It happens. It's like the technology aspect is still very new to everybody. I know a lot of us, we grew up in high school with Facebook and MySpace, but it's just still hard to kind of adapt to like this fast-paced technology world. I feel like iPhones especially, I still have a 7, so that lets you know.
Wow, a 7? How does it still work?
It's still, girl, it doesn't, I don't like the button not being there, maybe. But we're gonna get into it. So you're the owner of the brand Swimming in Curls and everything like that. You guys hosted different events, especially one that I attended back in the Bronx. It was very beautiful. I love that. So and since then you actually graduated from law school. So how's that been for you?
Oh man, it's been a roller coaster, especially during COVID, because through my events, it's been 2 years since my first event. I planned to take a year off and focus on graduating, and I had to study for the bar, and then COVID happened, and that made things so much harder. I had to study for the bar, and then it kept getting postponed. So it was like this never-ending like studying, because you can't really mentally stop, because you have this fear of failure, and like I wanted to be one and done with the bar, and the bar wasn't an easy test, and they like programming you in law school, like it's not going to be easy. You have to put in the work. So that was my plan after Swimming in Curls launched. And then what it was the hardest part for me was the fact that the market for jobs was very low. Pre-passing the bar, even taking the bar, I was like, it was hard for me to find a job where they can accept me, understand that I'm studying for the bar. So I kind of gave up on that. I was like, you know what, let me strictly study. I have money saved up, I'm okay. And then I took the bar, and a lot of people were looking for admitted attorneys. So it's not like once you take the bar, you're admitted, you have to get your results. And because we were postponed, the results were postponed, and we didn't get into December. And then after December, you have to, after you get your results, you have to get admitted, and that's a whole nother journey. You have to send applications, you have to pay the money, you have to wait. It's a waiting game. And then after I got admitted, like opportunities just lined up.
That's amazing.
Just like, it was such like a hardship for me, just like the waiting game, and just like, man, what am I doing? Did I choose the wrong field? Like, how am I going to succeed after this? It was so much like things running through my head, but I'm finally here. So it's a blessing.
Congratulations. So, with everything that you just said, and, I'm sure there's a lot that goes into it, because going to law school is not just where you're going to law school, it's time, dedication, and everything. So did you ever feel like there was, more pressure on you to succeed because of what it may represent for you, for your family, or just in general for your community?
100%. Like, that question is so loaded, because it's like, aside from my community and trying to be that 2% of Latinas in the field of law, it's so like, how do I continue making my parents proud? How can I serve my community? And it's like, yeah, my family kind of put this pressure on me. My parents, like, they already thought I was an attorney, like, while I'm in law school, and it doesn't work like that. So it's like, a lot of people don't know what this consists of, like how much work has to go in even after you graduate, and a lot of people don't pass the bar, and a lot of people don't even get admitted because so many things that happen. But I've been blessed, and I've worked hard for it, and I'm here now. And it's just like, wow, looking back at the 4 years, I'm like, wow, I did this. Like, I did this. And it's like, yes, I did this because of like my motivation of trying to be that 2%, trying to represent my community, trying to serve my community, trying to make my family proud, make my friends proud, and just be who I want to be. So it was like, it's a loaded question. It was just, it meant so much to everyone in their different ways, and there was no way I was gonna let anybody down, and especially myself, because like, aside from family, friends, the community, Latinas, people of color, like it was me first, and this, like, I had to put this pressure on myself.
Right.
I think out of everybody, I put the most pressure on myself.
I know this is like a sidebar question, but do you ever feel like, especially as women in our roles where we see the lack of representation as Black, Brown, Latinas, and everything, do you feel like we always have to carry the world on our shoulders?
Oh my God, yes, it's so exhausting. Why? I feel like, why do I have to work 10 times harder than a person that's not Latino or a person of color? Like, how do I compete with them by being equal? That's never the case. Whether it's my accent, which I really don't think I have, but people think I do, or like going to like an all-white school, both for undergrad and law school.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I just had to be more sassy, get my attitude more, like stand up for myself 100 times more, so people won't belittle me or think I here because I was one of the quotas they had to fill in, or I'm not. Like, I had to constantly prove that I belonged whatever step I was on in the way. So I had to prove that I belonged in law school. I had to prove I belonged in undergrad. I had to prove my intellect, and it was exhausting.
Yeah, I bet, because we're always, shared experience there with you. Like, we're always told we have to perform, or we either fall into these stereotypes that we never, knew existed outside of like just our family and households, because we're truly authentically trying to be ourselves, but we're told to conform, to straighten our hair, change our accents, to code switch, and that does create a lot of negative pressure on us, too, on top of probably being the first of our families to excel in this career force or things like that, so my next question honestly would be like, which cases do you feel lack the recognition that we see in the field of law? Like right now we see the George Floyd case happening right now, very traumatizing, but there's other cases that go on as well, like different people, from different communities and things like that, who don't really get to see maybe the inside of a courtroom.
I feel like I've stayed away. Like, I stayed away from criminal law. I stayed away from these different, these areas that people would assume that I get into. So right now I am practicing real estate, but I do business on the side. And it's just like, I want to serve my community in ways where we can break generational curses, buy homes, open up businesses, pass the keys to our legacy, in a sense. So I couldn't really answer that without with knowledge, because I don't know. Of course, in the criminal cases I've read, especially during law school, of minorities, and this goes back for hundreds of years, and we still see it today, especially with the George Floyd case and Breonna Taylor. It's like we're constantly being harassed, and we constantly don't have the resources that can necessarily help us win these cases or stop the racial injustice, and it bothers me. But I felt like I had to go a different route, so they know other outlets.
Right. And that's something, that's amazing, to do real estate, because we see so many Latinos and Black people within the cities and everything. We talk about gentrification, but now we're becoming homeowners. We're learning about that type of generational value and flipping houses and reselling it for property values. So that way we are not taken out of our community. So I think that's something, you're studying that as well. We need more people in that field too.
Yeah.
We see so many shows like How to Get Away with Murder, and everything's just a big drama, right? But how real is all of that stuff?
Honestly, I only watched the first season of How to Get Away with Murder during law school, and I can tell you 100% it's nothing like that. I have Suits. I have watched a couple of episodes of Law and Order. Nothing like that. I'm constantly watching lawyer shows, and I'm watching it with other people, and I'm just like, they can't do that. No, you're supposed to do this first. This doesn't make any sense. I was like, if I was an attorney on the other side, I would just do this. It's just so dramatized, and so it's rarely any form of truth. So it's that. Because I know a lot now. So yeah.
I love that. I think I honestly think those shows, of course, are made for dramatization, but I sit there and I'm like, could I really?
Oh, it's entertaining though. I'm not gonna tell you not.
Yeah.
It's funny to me
Law
too.
Order is amazing. Clearly, it's been on the air.
I never got into Law and Order. I got into like How to Get Away with Murder, and then I stopped with Suits and other ones.
Oh, Suits? I never got into Suits. I gotta check that out.
Why? See, this was when Meghan Markle was in it. I stopped watching it when she left.
I gotta check it out because I have Peacock, so.
They have Harry Potter now, though. I like that.
I already watched all of it.
Yeah, me too. I just constantly watch it. I have Peacock just to watch the Harry Potters over and over.
I rewatch it and I reread the books. Yeah.
Yeah.
Harry Potter nerd. Which house are you?
I'm Gryffindor, of course.
Oh.
I actually took the test, and I'm actually Gryffindor, so I'm not saying it.
So I'm
wow.
And you're a Scorpio too, so I'm shocked that you're in Gryffindor.
No, I'm a Libra. I'm in October 12th.
You're a Libra? Okay.
I'm October 12th.
Now that you feel that's right for you. It's like the houses are like your horoscopes too. Like
yeah.
You talked a lot, you talked earlier about the 2% happening, and then you're also very like active within your community as well as like your curl community and everything, where you want representation to be there. So how important is it for you to continue to advocate for representation within your field?
Oh no, it's 100%. I'm never gonna stop. I feel like I've stopped lately. I put like a pause in it only because I've been so busy, but it's more I'm planning, like I have my to-do list of just trying to figure out my work schedule, what works best for me. And it's like sometimes I need me time too. So it's just like reevaluate everything, but no, 100%. Like I want people to feel beautiful with their natural state, whether it's straight or curly. I want you to feel beautiful no matter what, not to conform to social standards, like all the European standards at that. It's so important to me, and I'm like never gonna stop advocating for that and just helping women, like empowering women.
We have to, yeah,
like conversation. And it starts with us too. Like if we, and this is the whole thing with the legacy, like if we started, we're the generation that starts it and we continue passing that on, there could be such a huge change, than it is now.
Did you ever go through this phase where you just straightened your hair throughout all of school, or for school pictures because it was more told you were more beautiful that way, or
100%. Like I didn't go natural until when I think 2016. Well, that's 5 years ago, and I still like have that picture when I graduated college with my straight hair. So it's just like I felt like I had to look better. My mother was like advocated for me to straighten my hair until now. She's full blown on curly because of me now. So it's such a great like process. It's funny, and I tell her every time if I have a daughter and she's never touching my daughter's hair, and she does that. She's like, but I know how to take care of it now, and I'm like, no, I'm okay, I'm good.
That's the bond we're gonna have with them.
So yeah, like it's very important. I just want to continue doing that.
Well, we talk about, of course, like community, but we also want to talk about resources. So you are in real estate law, and you also are part of the community as far as like events and things like that. So what type of resources do you encourage for other people to partake in, so that way they can kind of like educate themselves and feel like they're, still have a say in what's going on with them?
As in terms of real estate?
As in terms of studying law and just being a part of their community.
Law school is rough, right? Like I'm not gonna lie to people. Like law school is not the easiest thing in the world. It's very rough. I broke down so many times during law school, but I feel like it was so worth it. Like when I got sworn in, the judge said something. He said, "This is not a get out of free card. It's a privilege to have this license," and I feel that every single day. It'll be so worth it because you have this privilege that can be taken away from you. Don't take it lightly. You take it with all your might, and you get to make a change. You get to help people, and like I go to closings every day, and especially when I see Latinos and Latinas and people of color buy houses, I talk to them. I get to know them. I'm not just there as like a bank attorney or their attorney. I'm there just to continue seeing their faces, to see what they're going to do with it. I want to keep in contact because I'm like, if you need any help, I'm your help. So it's just like a lot of people don't know, especially real estate, like how to do this, and this is why they hire attorneys. But like, I love what being their attorney, that I'm reminded of them, like, hey, we're one, you know what I'm saying? You look like me, I look like you, we're doing this together, and I'm so happy for you. Like this person today, she's from Jamaica and she bought 2 houses in Jamaica. She has 2 houses in Jamaica, and me, I'm the bank attorney, so I'm not her attorney, I'm the bank, so I'm providing the money in a sense, right? I'm distributing the checks, her loan money to the parties so she can get the keys to her house. And she was telling me how she always wanted to buy a house in America, and she teared up and she was like, I did it. And she started taking a video of her keys. So stuff like that, like that I get to witness, and I'm like, I can't wait to buy my house too. But I'm so glad to watch everybody on this journey, and people who are smart about it too, like investment properties, like you say, flipping houses, people who refinance, take out that money and buy another investment property, rent that out. And it's just like, I love to see this motivation to have these assets. And I feel like people need to, as in terms of resources, like just research how to do this. And like, people think it's so difficult. Like you need an 850 credit score. You need 50% of the down payment. Like that's not true. You can put 10% down on a house. You can have like a 600 something credit score, and you're get a good APR, you're get a good rate, and
wow,
it won't cost you. Like these are things like getting a house isn't hard. It's maintaining this after, and this is why you continue doing budgeting. This is why you hire an attorney to help you out through this process. So people need to just realize it's not so hard to do so.
It sounds like you need to do a master class.
Yeah.
Like, this sounds like you do a master class. Like, let me
maybe one day. I am launching my website next month, so that might be like a part of something I want to talk about, like doing a master class and how to do from beginning to end and what you need to know.
Yes, let me know, because I'm looking at Philly for a property.
Nice, Philly.
So yeah. So when that masterclass launch, I need to oh man. So I want to know, what are the next steps of your career? You are passionate about everything that you're doing, and passionate about seeing other people in their journey. So what are the next steps of Ashley, the real estate lawyer?
The next steps, I really just want to accelerate in my career, become as knowledgeable as possible about everything, where I can kind of branch out and continue branching out on my own. I am starting my website next month, and my PLC.
What is this website that you mentioned? Let me hear it.
Yes, it's Cuadrado Law. Just providing legal services, whether it's helping formate your business, whether it's an LLC, corporation, S corp, whatever it might be. I can do that. I'm thinking about branching out into contract negotiation, contract drafting for small businesses or even big businesses. But like, I really want to help these small businesses become even bigger. Like a lot of people, my friends too, minorities and Latinas, have so many great small businesses, and I feel like I want to help guide them. So then I'm also going to have that on my website, and just creating that whole other business and being this resource for my community. So definitely that's my next foreseeable future. There's so many things I have in store, but they haven't been planned out yet. But that's my first one.
Okay, manifestation board. And you have such a good friend squad. Shout out to Stephanie and Crystal. Like, they're so dope. So
yeah, I love them.
How important is it for you to have that type of tribe around you? Because
it's great, because like, especially Stephanie, like she manifested me passing the bar when every time when I had so much doubt. I really thought, I can tell you this, like I really thought I was gonna fail. Like after that test, it was remote too. I had so many distractions. Somebody was ringing my doorbell during the exam. It was like a mess. And it's such limited time. And I came out the test like, I know I got this wrong. And the days, the anticipation until you get your results, I'm like, I definitely failed. So I was already prepared to take it again. I started studying a week before my results came out. And like when you go on the website, they say, if you failed, you're allowed to register for February. And I'm like, I go in and I can't find my results, but it's not allowing me to register for February. I'm like, maybe this isn't a good sign. And then I finally passed. Like I went and found a site to go to see my results. But yeah, so like yes, having that community support me. Sophia, I don't know, Curly Soul on Instagram, the day I got invited, she saw me crying. And she made me cry. She was, I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, that's another one of your girl squads within the curly community too.
Yeah, that's my girl, and she's just like, she started crying with me. She started crying and it made me cry. And I'm like, please don't cry. I already cried enough. And she was like, I'm just so proud of you. I know how much work you had to put in, how much sacrifices you made, and you did it. And I was just, yeah, just having that support constantly when I didn't believe in myself, because it's not easy. Like, I can be so like confident, I can be so secure, but there are going to be these crept up insecurities, you know, and having my friends fill up that void or fill up my insecurities, it's beautiful.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And you know, that's a testimony of what having good positive people around you will do for you. You pretty much, you know, answered last question about dedication, so I want to go into something more fun. So you are a woman of, you know, different hats and everything, but I want to know a little bit more about you. You travel, you have, you know, your family you're passionate about, you're a Libra, a Gryffindor. So what are 5 things like that the world would want the world to know about you?
I'm very people don't think it's about me, but I can be very like shy, right? Like, I'm such this outgoing person. People always think that, and it's just like, it takes a lot for me to do that, because I'm just this shy, like nervous human being. So that's one thing, but it's okay. I take pride in that because I'm like, it helps me open up more. When I know this, more knowledge helps me open up more, if that makes any sense. It probably doesn't, but yeah. And another one, you said travel, so I'm not gonna say that.
Where's the favorite place what's your favorite place you travel to?
Wow, that's a hard question.
I try to make it easier.
My favorite place thus far has been, wow, I'm so sorry. There's been so many places. Rome, nice. Yes, I went with my dad. It was a surprise trip for him. He's always wanted to go to see Rome. I think the meaning behind Rome, Rome is beautiful, don't get me wrong. But when I went with my dad, because I went twice. I went with my mom before, and then I took my dad. I surprised my dad. He thought like I was just like, me and him weren't hanging out as much because I was so busy with school, and I'm such a daddy's girl. So I bought him 2 round-trip tickets for him to go to Rome, and surprised him, started crying. So we went, and it was such an amazing experience. We had so much gelato, and it was just having that time with my dad. Me and him always go on vacations together, but this was just something special. So Rome is definitely my favorite.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I was taking the train. I love the livelihood over there. I love how everybody is. Everybody's so nice. There's no, like, New York people are mean.
I think, you know, moving from the West Coast, I can attest that, but y'all real. Like, I kind of grew up in Sarasota.
Yeah, it's true, yeah.
But the New York is like, the energy's real. Whereas, sorry to my West Coast folks, everything feels forced. So,
okay.
Yeah. I love it. And, okay, so tell me a third fact. It could be something. What's your favorite beauty product? Sweet tooth.
Oh, nice. Like, no, it gets bad, Autumn.
Yeah.
Last week, I wanted Dominican cake. And Dominican cake, they don't sell it by slices. So I bought the smallest size, this bakery that is so great. Like, it's so good, the cakes there.
Yeah.
Smallest size cake is a pound cake. And I bought it.
Tell me what's Dominican cake, or for those who don't know either.
It's like a cake with like a special Dominican ingredient. I don't know, honestly. I don't even know. I got asked that question. It's like a Dominican cake. So like, you have vanilla, you have chocolate, and you have Dominican cake. It's a special flavor that Dominicans make. Is
it like caramel? Is it cream?
No,
Tell me what it is.
Like, I know the filling could be whatever you want, like a guayaba, like guava, or pineapple. I get guava, but it's like I don't know how to explain it. It's just Dominican cake. It's the way they make the cake. So yeah, it's just like, it's like a vanilla flavor, but the way they make it is so good.
See, now I gotta try one.
Like, I bought a pound cake last week, and slices for like days.
It's okay.
It's
good thing. Just do your cardio. If you feel good, that's all that matters.
Right, I guess. But it's really bad. Like after, I have a really fast routine.
It's okay. The other day I bought a DiGiorno pizza, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna just have a slice of it, make the whole thing." So it's some crazy stuff.
Yeah, it's bad.
All right, what's your fourth fact?
Fourth fact. I want to write a book.
Oh.
Yes, I have like a novel I want to write. I have the ideas in mind. It's just facilitating the ideas, and I my goals that I'm manifesting, but I haven't told anyone that. So yes, I'm planning to write a book.
Well, here you go. You about to tell everybody that.
And my fifth one, last but not least, before I wanted to become an attorney, I used to want to be an OBGYN, but then I learned that I suck at science. And I wasn't good at chemistry, biology. I'm not gonna lie. I just couldn't stand it. I was good at math.
You know, it's crazy. I would have loved having you as an OBGYN instead of some man trying to look at me and then tell me about my body. There is not that many women OBGYNs, and I just want to talk about that.
Yeah, it's so funny you said that, and I thought about my doctor. He's a guy, but he's the best. I want to say, like, I recommend him 100%. He makes you feel so comfortable. He makes jokes. He understands.
I advocate for you. Like, you know how sometimes they think we're being dramatic in the room. Like, no, I feel pain.
Yeah, no, he's like, okay, let's address it. He's more sensitive toward it.
Okay.
Like, so he's great. He makes me laugh, especially when he's doing like my breast
exam.
He just talks to me. He's just like, yeah, I know it hurts, but okay, let's talk about this. Like, he's just so funny. He cracks. He's my mother's doctor too, and he's mine now. But yeah, he cracks me up. So
okay, so I love it. If you feel comfortable, that's all.
Yeah.
Well, I want to ask, where can we find your next projects, and when is Swimming and Curls coming back?
My next project, well, you just follow my Instagram. That's when I usually give my dates. So follow Swimming and Curls. Swimming and Curls, I opened up a merch store now. So I have merch, candles, and I plan to release more. But as in the events, it's just, I'm not very great with virtual events. I don't feel like I get impacted when I attend them, so I don't expect other people to, and that's just my preference. It's not.
Yeah, your event's more of an in-person event though too, because it's about women connecting.
Yes, and I want like speakers, and I want activities, and I want people to genuinely enjoy themselves and not just be in their room. So I guess as soon as COVID, I guess that's the question. That's what everybody says. As soon as COVID is over,
if we all are able to get vaccine without
being
scared or something.
Opened up to the capacity with the vaccine, I don't see why. And I have so many ideas. I wanna remember the one that I threw my first event for. She passed away. She was my best friend, so I want to do an event remembering her. So that would be the next event, and just having fun, twerking like she was always doing. We can play musical chairs again. I want this event to honor her and be bigger than the other two.
Amazing. Yeah, that's beautiful. What is your last words of advice for any young queens you see, coming up and wanting to follow your footsteps?
When it seems hard, do not give up. I feel like a lot of times I wanted to give up, so that's my advice. Do not give up. Strive harder, work harder. This world was made to undermine us and to break us, but we'll not let that happen.
That's beautiful. Okay.